Hey guys, I have some Valentine's DIYs for you today. I'm taking part in the monthly minis challenge hosted by Corie from Crafted by Corie. I will have that playlist link down in the description box as well as a link to her channel. So go check out that playlist for more Valentine's inspiration. And go check out Corie's channel because she does some amazing DIYs every week over there. Now let's get started on these Valentine's DIYs. For this DIY, I'm using a scrap piece of 2x4. If you don't have any scrap wood laying around, you could also use some box art from the Dollar Tree. This scrap piece of wood already has a nice weathered look to it, but it's a little too gray for my decor, so I'm going to be warming it up using a coat of antique wax by Waverly. I'll also be using some chalk paint in the color Ivory by Waverly, and you'll need a decorative key. I got this from an antique shop, but I know that Dollar Tree has been selling some little jars for candles that have a key charm on them, but most hobby stores have them, or you could use an actual old key that you have. You could try to age it, maybe spray paint it a different color. And I'm also going to be using this wood cutout heart from the Dollar Tree just to use its shape to trace around. But you could also print off the silhouette of a heart online, or if you're good at freehand drawing, just freehand a heart. I've hung the key on a piece of twine and I'm just going to attach it on the back by using some hot glue and a piece of masking tape. You'll have to forgive my voice on this video. I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize for sounding a little rougher today and maybe a little more nasally. So thank you for being patient while I sound like this. This next DIY is inspired by the Tin Man's Heart on Wizard of Oz. I'm going to be using an actual clock kit that I got from Walmart. This is the smallest one that they sell. There's the SKU number. And you'll also need a wooden heart cutout, or you could use some other material like cardboard as well. And you'll need the printout of a clock face. Now if you don't want to mess with the clock kit, you could actually print out the hands or find a clock face that already has the hands on the print itself, so you don't have to mess with it being an actual working clock, it just being a decorative piece. But I'm going to drill a hole in the center of the heart for the hands to go through. I gave the heart a coat of this crimson chalk paint, and I'm also going to take some antique Waverly wax and go around the edges in a circular motion, blending toward the center. Once the paint was dry, I went ahead and glued the clock face to the heart using a glue stick. And see if you can tell my big mistake here that I made, because it took me a while to realize what I did. I got this picture hanging kit from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use one of these eye hooks to put in the center top of the heart. Once I realized that I glued my clock face on incorrectly with a 3 at the top instead of the 12, I just printed out a new one and glued it over top of the old one. I followed the directions for the clock kit and assembled it all together. I actually assembled it myself, but it wasn't working correctly. The hands were just sort of flopping around, and I was trying to be very delicate with it, but of course my husband came along and just manhandled it and very forcefully pushed the hands together, and they worked just fine. I'd had an old chain that I connected to the top of the heart, and I spray painted it gold to match the hands. This next one is super easy. I'll have the link below in the description box for these antique style playing cards. And I printed them out actually on some folders, some file folders from the Dollar Tree. You might have to cut a small strip off for it to fit in your printer like I did. But I like to use this, anytime I'm printing out something that's older looking, because it just is an off-white color as opposed to a bright white. But for a stand, I'm going to use these flower frogs that I made. I can link the video down below in the description box as well for these, but you simply just glue some nails into a sink strainer from the Dollar Tree and then give them a coat of spray paint. This next one is also easy. You'll just need one of these heart doilies from the Dollar Tree, as well as a felt sticker from the Dollar Tree and some twine and a mason jar. I'm just going to take one of these larger felt hearts and put it in the center of the white doily here. I'm not even going to glue the doily onto the jar. I'm just going to wrap the twine around it to secure it. And once I did that, I realized that the heart was just a little bit too big for my jar. So I'm going to cut off some around the whole edge of this doily just to shrink it down a little bit and make it smaller, and that looked much better. As a filler on my tiered tray, I'm just going to take some of these small glass jars that I already had and fill them with different things that I have laying around that are red and white in color. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out that playlist in the description box for more DIY inspiration from the other creators participating in this month's challenge. A big thank you to Corie for hosting this challenge every month. It's always fun coming up with different minis for our tiered trays. I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you next time.